movieweb.com.
People don't call on my birthday anymore. I guess I don't call people on their birthdays, why should they call me?
It's weird aging, right?
Youth is wasted on the young.
I'd go further. I'd go, life is wasted on people.
Hey, Greenberg, what are you doing these days?
You know, I've been in New York, but right now I'm really trying to do nothing for a while.
That's brave at our age.
Dear Starbucks, in your attempt to manufacture culture out of fast food coffee, you have been surprisingly successful for the most part. The part that isn't covered by the most part sucks.
I'm impressed by you.
In what way?
You seem really fine doing nothing. You don't feel all the pressure to be successful. I mean, by other people's standards.
What do people say about me?
They think you don't make any efforts.
I'm making my brother's family a doghouse.
Can we take it slow? I just got out of a long relationship and I don't want to go from just having sex to just having sex to just having sex.
Who's the third just having sex?
You, if we had sex.
I really, really like this film, and the character of Greenberg, I mean, there's so many things about this guy that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Talk about developing him. What did you bring to the story, and what did Noah bring to see what we have, you know, on screen with Greenberg?
Well, Noah wrote such a specific character. I mean, he really, you know, Noah's characters in his movies, I think, are very complex and complicated and real. And, you know, he's really just interested in showing people who aren't just, you know, black and white or two-dimensional characters. And so that was there, and that was really, you know, such a great sort of, you know, it was just there on the page. And then I just felt like I had to bring as much personal connection to it as possible and really be as specific as the writing was and try to do that. So Noah and I talked a lot about it. We talked about the character and about what his history was and, you know, where he saw him coming from, and for me, kind of what I connected with about him. And that was the process, and it was really, you know, very much about just sort of like getting specific with the guy as much as possible.
When I first got the script, I was just thrilled to read a Noah Baumbach script. I loved his previous films. And when I first auditioned, I auditioned for Noah and Jennifer Jason Leigh in their home, and I read the entire script against Jennifer Jason Leigh. And then I sang a song for them a cappella. And I was thrilled while I was auditioning, and I couldn't believe when I got the part. And it was just, they let me go where I wanted to go with the character, and I never felt scared to try anything I wanted to try.
No, what appealed to me was the character appealed to me, absolutely, because I thought, yeah, well, this is not what I'm generally necessarily asked to do or what I've been seen to do. So, you know, I was even more deeply touched by, you know, the invitation to do it. But it's all acting at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You just don't be late, learn your lines, and, you know, don't look at the camera.
I'm impressed by you.
In what way?
I don't know. I mean, you seem really fine doing nothing. It's like you don't feel all the pressure to be successful. I mean, by other people's standards.
You know, I almost had a record deal when I got out of college. I haven't done nothing.
Cool.
I want to be doing nothing. I'm doing nothing deliberately.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that I could do nothing and be that cool with everything.
Well, there's so much crap out there.
Mahler's not at home. You could stay over. Wink, wink. He's a lovely person and such a, you know, such a wonderful actor. And I think he's so inhabited this role so fearlessly without any inhibitions. And we were really lucky because the scenes were so brilliantly written, and Noah allowed us to really live in this imaginary space that the characters were occupying. So we got to just play out 7-page scenes in one take and really get to explore the worlds of their dynamic.
Your character goes through a pretty interesting arc of development to where she and Greenberg first meet and where they end up.
Right.
Do you think that that's realistic, that someone who was 25 could meet someone who was 40 who's kind of that hurt? I mean, would that work in real life, or is that kind of fantasy?
No, I think that that's very close to real life. I mean, I don't think that every 25-year-old girl will fall for a hostile, neurotic 40-year-old man, but it has happened and it will happen again. And I think I know a lot of people who will see this and recognize themselves or part of themselves in these characters.
Way over that. We're taking her to this side.
Laughing already demonstrates appreciation. The applause seems superfluous. And also, it's like, just treat the restaurant like it's your living room, guy. I'm weirdly on tonight.
Shall we order?
Maybe I should have invited Florence. Or I should have had a party.
Birthdays are hard, man.
It's weird aging, right? It's like, what the f is going on?
I know. Youth is wasted on the young.
I'd go further. I'd go, life is wasted on people.
The scenes with you and Ben, who's the title character of Greenberg, are some of the best ensemble acting scenes I've seen in a while, between two men talking about growing older. Talk about those scenes in particular and being directed by Noah in this film.
Well, you know, I was a huge fan of Noah, huge fan of Ben, so it was just like a luxury, delightful opportunity to be, you know, asked to be in this. What I found, you know, what thrilled me when I read the script and what thrilled me even more when we came to do it was Noah's acute understanding and ear for language and conversation. But what I found was challenging and interesting, or you know, the acting puzzle to solve in this was to kind of circumnavigate the fact that here you have two 40, 41, 42, 43-year-old men having to discuss huge life issues, but in the language they last spoke. And when they last spoke, they were 20-year-old boys. So that kind of short-circuits dialogue, and it is at once full of pathos and, more often than not, amusing because we recognise it in our own language or vernacular.
There's some great ensemble acting scenes with you and Reese, and it's great because it's like a 40-something angst being discussed about these guys. You know, they're moving past their dream and they're dealing with it. Yeah. Was all that stuff scripted, or did you get a chance to freelance that a bit?
No, it was all written. There was no improvisation in the movie. It's all word for word, and you know that's just because Noah writes such good dialogue. I think that you know we felt like we just wanted to do his words, and you know it's actually very you know freeing when you're not improvising because you really have to sort of invest what's written there and respect it and try to bring as much reality to it and understand why it's there. And if it's written with a reason and there's thought behind the writing, then it ends up making sense. You know, everybody there is there because they really want to be there in the crew, and which makes a real difference, I think. And we were all fans of Noah's and wanted to just do the best we could with his script and be directed by him and be in his world. And for me, that's you know that's what I look forward to doing as an actor, is to work with a director that has a vision and knows what they want and that you respect. So for me, that was the best part of this process, was just being able to work with Noah and have a chance to say his words and be a part of one of his movies.
I don't understand what happened to me.
It's huge. You finally embraced the life you never planned on.
Freaked out by you kids because your parents were too perfect at parenting. All that Baby Mozart and Dan Zane songs. You're all ADD and carpal tunnel. Hope I die before I end up meeting one of you in a job interview.